Welcome back, V.O.C. YouTube channel, College Football Thursday. We're in Gator stuff. RIP to Urban in his NFL career. Coaching, it is over. He's gotten fired. Not going to talk about that. I'll talk about that Tuesday on the NFL show. Something to talk about there. But, man, it was a lot of grinding and bumping, if you know what I mean. If you get it, you get it. So let's get into it. Like I said, Urban had a lot of grinding, had a lot of bumps and grinds going on. Had a lot of fun down in Jacksonville. Didn't last very long. Fired. He's won more national titles than he did NFL games, which is crazy to me. But like I said, I'll get in more to that Tuesday on the NFL show. But today, college football, kind of winding down. I mean, bowl games start tomorrow. Some of the names of these bowl games are fucking ridiculous to me. They really are. Like, I don't even get... There's so many bowl games. So, we get these kickoff things, which are like the greatest things ever. You get them weekly during the college football season. And this issues all the bowl games. This is all bowl games. This is all bowl games. All the ones highlighted are the ones I'm going to talk about today, which is 14 total games leading up till next Thursday's show. It's fucking nuts how many bowl games there are. And some of these names are fucking wicked. But we'll talk about that last. First, Bryce Young wins the Heisman Trophy. Look, no surprise. He got 2,311 votes. Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan came in second with 954 votes. See my foot in this? I don't give a fuck. Kenny Pickett got third with 631 points. C.J. Stroud got fourth, 399 points. My biggest surprise to me was I thought Pickett was going to be second over Hutchinson just because of the fact of the fake slide with Kenny Pickett. I legitimately thought that, but I turned out to be wrong. Hutchinson got way more votes than I thought. Like I said, I thought he'd be third just off of the Pickett slide. I thought that'd give him some momentum for people to go back and watch his season and kind of see what Pitt did this year. And I would thought, man, you know, people are going to look at Kenny Pickett and be like, wow, we like this guy. He really showed us something. We'll give him over Hutchinson because he is a quarterback. Didn't happen. Very surprised. I think Clearly, if Bryce Young wouldn't have beat Georgia, I think Hutchinson probably wins it. But I think if Hutchinson has 3 or 4 sacks in the Iowa game, and I know that's crazy to think, like, oh, 3 sacks, it is a lot of sacks. But if he would have did something like that, or maybe had 2 sacks, a forced fumble, an interception, something like that, would have gave him a little bit more momentum, and Bryce Young would have beat Georgia, but not as dominantly as he did, I think Hutchinson would have won it. But, I mean, look, this is a quarterback award. It's an offensive award. And I don't really foresee that ever changing with more passing and how everything works now. Like, Devontae Smith won last year, the first wide receiver to win it since Desmond Howard did it, 91. So it's one of those things where it's like, this award is solely quarterback, and if you're not in the playoff, you're probably not going to win it nowadays. That's pretty much the way that we're going. Alabama now under Nick Saban has their 4 Heisman Trophy winners back-to-back for the first time since Oklahoma. I mean, Bryce Young's the best quarterback Saban's ever had. And you know that because he won the Heisman. He's had Mac Jones be a finalist and Tua was a finalist. They didn't win. Bryce Young won. This guy's the best quarterback Saban ever had. Scary to think of, but he was well-deserving, best player all year. I didn't believe the hype at first, like the first couple weeks. I was like, oh, you know, this kid's just Alabama quarterback. And as I watched him, I was like, this kid is wicked. And I watched him in the SEC championship game. I go, this kid's doing stuff that no other kid in college will do. Like the toss he had to the running back, just out of the corner of the eye, tossed it. And then when he was throwing the touchdown pass to Mechie the one time, he just pointed at Mechie in the back end zone and chucked it right on a dime. I was like, this kid is different. Best quarterback Saban's ever had. This kid will be the number 1 pick. Not this year's draft, next year's draft. Early signing period happened yesterday. There's a lot of controversial things that happen with the early signing period just because of there's an early signing period. It used to be in February, and that was the only signing period. Now you have this early signing period, and it kind of started for kids to sign early and then go to school early. They can be an early enrollee. I think that's kind of why it was started. But there's a lot of people that want it to be moved, pushed back. I feel like this is choking me. I feel like it's going to be pushed back, should be pushed back. A lot of crazy shit going on with it. There's a lot of debate going on. But the 2 major, I'd say, ranking organizations, ESPN and 24/7 Sports, this is how they did their top 25. Texas A&M was 1 in both. Alabama was 2 in both. Georgia was 3 in both. So top 3 was all the same, and then it kind of changed a little bit. 4 in 24/7 was Ohio State. Now, Ohio State in ESPN's was 5. Weird, right? Texas in ESPN's was 4. In 24/7 Sports, they were 5. So they flip-flopped. Same thing with Notre Dame and Penn State. Penn State in 24/7 was 6. In ESPN, they were 7. Notre Dame and ESPN's, they were 6. 24/7, they were 7. North Carolina, Michigan flipped exactly the same. In 24/7, North Carolina was 8. ESPN, they were 9. ESPN, Michigan was 8. 24/7, Michigan was 9. So, I mean, it's weird. And then 10 for 24/7 was Oklahoma. 10 in ESPN was Missouri. This is like what's crazy with all these rankings. And this is what I kind of hate, that there's so many ranking systems. Because you have some kids that say they're 5 stars when you look at ESPN's and they're a 4-star. Like, I prefer ESPN's when I look at rankings just because I feel like they do it a little bit better. They rank them differently, and I like that. And they're better offering. Sofia Vergara's on the screen. Gotta admire her. She's so beautiful. God, it's ridiculous how beautiful she is. I wish. Sofia Vergara. God damn, she's hot. So it's one of those things. It's just different. Look at that. This mind, I can go from one thing to the other. I'm a focused, path-finding individual guy. This is what I fucking do all day. God damn. No, like I said, I think it's different. Now, the biggest surprise of yesterday and the biggest story of yesterday was the consensus number 1. So he was number 1 in every ranking, like 5 or 6 rankings, but ESPN's he was number 2. So consensually, he was number 1 overall. Travis Hunter's his name. Cornerback. Right? He was been verbally committed to Florida State. Gonna go to Florida State. Dion works for Barstool Sports, does shows with them on Sundays. Dion said on his Sunday show, we're going to shock the world tomorrow. No one knew what was coming. Then a report came out around noon that the number 1 player in the country was considering Jackson State and might end up going there. And then about an hour later, it was the number 1 recruit is going to Jackson State and HBCU over Florida State. And then there was a report that came out later on that he would be getting a $1.5 million NIL deal from Barstool Sports. That was kind of floated around. And then today it's now come out, Dion came out himself and said that's a lie. He goes, he never got that money. And the more I thought about it, I didn't think about it at the time, but Barstool is owned and interest was bought. Percentage of the company was bought 2 years ago now from Penn National Gaming, a gambling firm and stuff like that. And so, the report that if they would have gave this kid the money, basically, Barstool has their own sportsbooks, basically Barstool would basically lose their gambling license. They gave this kid the money. So therefore, they did not give this kid the money. That's what they're saying. Dion is heavily affiliated with Barstool. Said no way in hell. Didn't happen. I think people just thought the connection with Dion and Barstool, and that's the reason he only went to Jackson State, where, no. I mean, look, if you look at historically, HBCUs is where great talent has come from. Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, numerous of others. And that's what Dion and some of these coaches in HBCUs are starting to do, is starting to get the NFL to focus on these kids a little bit more. Dion's son was a 4-star quarterback last year, goes to Jackson State. Now they get the number 1 overall recruit to Jackson State. I mean, this is going to continue with Dion. Wherever he goes, he's going to be one of the best recruiters in college football. That's why Florida State had the chance to hire Dion. He played there, had the chance to. They passed on him. They look like idiots now because they could have had this guy. You gave him Florida State to recruit on, man, they'd be the number 1 class, number 2 class every year. Because kids relate to him. He was a player. He's one of the most stylish players ever. He's one of the coolest players ever. Everybody's going to want to play for him. But Florida State was like, fuck no, dude. Not going to happen. Idiots. Fucking idiots. It makes Florida State look like idiots. Idiots. But that's what it was. I mean, look, with these recruiting classes, if you're not consistently averaging top 3, you're not winning a national title anyways. And from what we can see, the best teams in the country, Alabama 2, Georgia 3. They're right there. So if your team's not averaging 3, number 3 recruiting class at least, per the period that class was in school, you're not going to win a national title, pretty much. That's been proven. All right, now into the bowl games. So like I said, 14 bowl games. These fucking bowl games names are, some of these are wicked to me. All right, first game. Tomorrow at noon, Bahamas Bowl. That's just the name of it. So you have like, you know, short, sweet names. Bahamas Bowl, Middle Tennessee State versus Toledo. Toledo is a 10-point favorite. I don't even know how to fucking pick these games. I'm going to go with Toledo. Like, I don't even fucking know. The next game is the phone fell. Motherfucker. Jeez, can nothing ever be easy? The Tail Greeter Crew Bowl. Not Tailgater, Tail Greeter. I don't know what the fuck. These names, I don't get. This one is Coastal Carolina, Northern Illinois. No, Coastal Carolina is 11 point. I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina. I don't fucking know. Okay. Roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. What the fuck is roofclaim.com? I don't even know some of these fucking companies. Roofclaim.com. What the fuck is that? Roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. That is Western Kentucky, Appalachian State. Appalachian State is a 3-point favorite. I'm going to go with Western Kentucky just to spice it up a little bit here. All right. Where's it at? I think this is PUBG. Yeah, PUBG Mobile New Mexico Bowl, I think. Yeah, PUBG. I think that's what the kids call it now. I think it's PUBG. I don't think I botched it. PUBG Mobile New Mexico Bowl. That is Fresno State versus UTEP. Fresno State has a new coach. They're 11.5-point favorite. I'll go with Fresno State here. Some of these fucking names are wicked. There's one that I'm like, what the fuck? Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. That is BYU versus UAB. I'll go with BYU. These are real names for these bowls. I'm like not shitting you right now. I don't fucking get these bowls. Yeah, like Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. What the fuck is Radiant Technologies? And why do you want to be affiliated with a bowl game? Like, I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? Lending Tree Bowl. That is Eastern Michigan versus Liberty. Liberty just paid their coach Hugh Freeze a shit ton of money, 7-5. Eastern Michigan's actually 7-6. Liberty is a 9.5-point favorite. Fuck it, we'll go Eastern Michigan. We'll stay home. We'll stay homegrown with that one. All right, this is the bowl game that like fucking baffles me of like how the fuck this is a bowl game. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifel. I don't know, but Jimmy Kimmel, what the fuck does Jimmy Kimmel have to do with fucking college football? The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl presented by Stifel, what the fuck ever. What? And that illustrious bowl is going to be played by Oregon State and Utah State. Oregon State is 7-5. Utah State is 10-3. I'm going to go with Utah State here just because I think their coach was at Arkansas State. And I watched the ESPN game day thing on him, and his wife died from cancer. And that guy's resilient as fuck. So I'm going to go with Utah State there. Pretty sure they won their conference. Look, the thing with these bowl games is you watch them, and I don't even know who half the fucking teams are, the coaches are, the fucking players. That's what makes this fucking shit wild. It's like, you watch football, and you're like, I don't even know who the fuck is playing. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. It's just a lot of fucking shit happening all at once. It is nuts. Why the fuck is there a bowl game on Christmas? Are we serious? What? Come on. It's a fucking holiday. It's Jesus' birthday. You're gonna make him play fucking football? It's bullshit. Whatever. Alright. The next one is the R+L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. That is Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns versus Marshall. Louisiana has a new coach. Billy Napier left. They're 5-point favorites. We're going to go fuck it. Louisiana on this one. I don't even fucking know. I'm picking these games with fucking not even knowing shit. Just looking at the record. Thinking, going off of what I think I know. The Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Tax Act. Tax Act. Really? Why the fuck would you want to name your company Tax Act? That's like one of those companies that like every other tax firm fucking name was taken up. So they were like, yeah, you know what? Tax Act. That's a great fucking name. Like, all the other ones are gone. We can't use them anymore, so we'll go with Tax Act. Like, that's retarded. That is Tulsa, who is 6-6 versus Old Dominion. Tulsa's a 9.5-point favorite. Both teams 6-6. That is the Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Tax Act. I'll go with Old Dominion. Like fucking bowl games. Some of these bowl games are hard to pick because you have like some teams that go to bowl games all the year. They're smaller schools, but they go every year. Then you have some teams that this is like the first time they've ever gone to a bowl game, so they come to fucking play fired up. So I don't fucking know the difference. Okay, now we'll move on to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Famous Idaho Potato Bowl. That was the funniest thing to do when you were in school. Is you make someone say Idaho. Idaho. Yeah, you know. If you know, you know. I thought it was pretty funny in high school. I did it all the time. High school, middle school, whatever. Fuck it. I was a jokester, prankster. That is Kent State, who is 7-6, versus Wyoming, who's 6-6. We're going to go Kent State. We're going to stay in the MAC action here, baby. MACtion, baby. All right, the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl. Okay, you could have just said the Tropical Smoothie Bowl. Like, you didn't have to say Cafe and Frisco Bowl. Like, Tropical Smoothie, that's a perfect name. You don't have to add cafe to your fucking company name. Like, that's too much. This should be the TSCF Bowl. TSCF Bowl. That actually sounds way better. This fucking big brain, I can help these bowl companies out. TSCF Bowl. Beautiful. Get it done. Get it over with. Perfect. That is UTSA versus San Diego State. UTSA is a 2-point favorite. We're going to go San Diego State. San Diego State's 11-2. UTSA is 12-1. Don't give a fuck. Okay, this next one, respectable. Lockheed Martin Martin Armed Forces Bowl. That is Missouri versus Army. I missed the Army-Navy game, 0-1 on the last weekend. So I'm going to go with Army here. They're a 4-point favorite. SEC team, I don't give a fuck. Army's going to be ready to play. They're pissed off. All right, there's two Frisco. Oh, okay, Frisco Football Classic presented by Ryan. A person is presenting. There's no way. Like, that has to be. Okay, what? I got to look this shit up. Who's the sponsor? Frisco Football Classic. Frisco Bowl. No, that's not the one I want. I don't want the Tropical Smoothie Frisco Bowl. I want the Frisco Classic. Sponsor. Ryan, a leading global tax services and software. That's even a worse name than Tax Act. Ryan? What the fuck is that? Ryan. Ryan? Really? That is the least creative name of all time. And it's a tax fucking like, what? When the fuck are you gonna look at a fucking what? The Frisco Football Classic presented by Ryan. I'd look at that and be like, oh, you can sponsor bowl games as a person now? Like, what the fuck? That is Miami, Ohio versus North Texas. Both teams are 6-6. We'll stay in the MAC. MACtion, baby, Miami, Ohio. All right, the last one I will do. Do I have this game? Yeah. Union Home Mortgage. Okay, I'm not. Gasparilla Bowl. Did I say that right? Gasparilla Bowl. I don't fucking know. It's a southern thing. Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. That is UCF versus Florida. Florida's a 6.5-point favorite. Look at that. Florida, the Gators. Chop. 6.5-point favorite. I'm going to go with, yeah, I mean, this is a chance for UCF to beat up on Florida a little bit. They have a better record. Florida is in turmoil now with the new coach. I don't know who the fuck's coaching them in the bowl game. So yeah, some of these fucking bowl games. Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. What the fuck does Jimmy Kimmel have to do with football? But my favorite one, I think, is, where's it at? The Frisco Football Classic presented by Ryan. That is a tax services. If I was the announcer on that game and presented by Ryan, that's a tax service, people, not a person. Like, that would be the worst to have to explain on national TV. But like, yeah, some of these games start tomorrow. 2 games start tomorrow. The Bahamas Bowl and the Tail Greeter Kier Bowl. Botched all of that. Like, this is the word. Like, I can't fucking read, so for me to sit here and to decently do as well as I did, Gasparilla Bowl got me a little bit. The Tail Greeter Kier Bowl got me a little bit. I can't fucking talk or read, so what the fuck ever. I think I did pretty good. Next Thursday, I'll go through pretty much the most, pretty much the rest, almost, up until whatever. Look, these games are wicked. There's too many fucking bowl games. I think there's like 40. Yeah, it's nuts, the amount of fucking games that there are. But yeah, so that's going to do it for today. This program is not sponsored by Ryan. As much as I'd love to have it, because I think it'd be funny to have to say, and this program, the V.O.C, is sponsored by Ryan. That's a tax services, folks, not a person. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. But you know what? These fucking bowl games want to be put on. These companies sponsor them because they want their name on national TV. What the fuck ever. To me, it is what it is. If I was a company, I don't know if I want my shit associated with the Gasparilla Bowl. I don't fucking know. That's why I don't run a company, because I don't fucking know nothing. That's going to do it for today. Look, football coming to an end. Got to cherish these bowl games. Love on them. I'm going to be watching them. I'm so fucking excited. Thanks for watching.